one of the most iconic Minecraft minigames in modern day. Between the two servers on Minecraft Bedrock Edition, Cubecraft, and the Hive, we'll be taking a look at their respective variants of the game, Bedwars. Let's get into it. Guys, I'm Click Greatness, what's up clickers, and welcome to my video comparing the Hive and Cubecraft's two variations of Bedwars. Let's start off with the Hive, shall we? Now, Hive has their own version of Bedwars called Treasure Wars. Treasure Wars is Bedwars, but with a few differences to make it unique to the Hive itself. Coming in with solos, duos, trios, squads, and mega, the Hive has a very respectable Bedwars. So, once you click on the NPC to take you to the Hive Treasure Wars, you spawn in a pre-game lobby where you can vote for the map. And once you're actually in Treasure Wars, what you will notice is there's an upgrade bot that has your generator that summons gold. With that gold you can buy stuff such as blocks, stone swords, and the object of the game is to destroy everyone's treasure, and when people don't have a treasure, they can't respawn. So you protect your treasure so you can respawn and be the last man standing. At middle, you can find diamonds and emeralds to buy better stuff, such as harder materials to break, such as wood, stronger armor like full iron armor, and diamond swords and stuff. What most people do is they buy like 32 wool. You block your treasure just in case someone comes in, so they'll have to take a bit of time, and you rush towards either middle or the base next to you. Something about the Hive Treasure Wars is that they have cool custom items like they do in their Sky Wars. These things can range from auto bridges, which you can spawn and they will bridge in the direction you place them, or things such as knockback boom boxes, which you can help with mobility. And yeah, gimmicks are pretty nice in the Hive. Though, however, when I play Hive Treasure Wars, I often find a skill gap in that most people are pretty bad, and then there's one or two occasionally people who are actually cracked at the game. Under the case you die, you lose everything in your inventory and it will drop, so your enemy will be able to pick it up and loot your stuff. However, this does not apply to armor that you are wearing. So if you buy a full set of iron armor, and yes, when you buy it, it comes in a full set, you will lose none of it when you die, which I think is a bit too overpowered. That shouldn't be an actual thing. It should be like you lose one piece of armor every time you die, or something like that, and then you can buy individual pieces of armor. Because I think Hypixel Bedwars does it perfect, because they only give you leggings and boots, so it's fine, because when you die, you still keep the leggings and boots at a reasonable price, of course. So Hive, I think it's overpowered because you keep all of your armor. Another thing about Hive is that you don't lose hunger, so you don't have to worry about regeneration. And if you look at the top right of the screen, Hive actually has a timer for their games. So games can only go on for a certain length before they have to stop. I tried solos, duos, squads, trios, mega, I tried all of them. The main game modes weren't, they were fine, and then mega itself was kind of confusing because Hive doesn't have not that I can see, a rule board that'll tell me how mega works. They have little tips occasionally in the chat, but they don't really help. Mega, so there's 3 treasures, and then 2 of those are mini treasures, and one's a boss treasure. And to actually destroy the main treasure, you have to go and defeat the mini treasures first. So it's kind of a cool gimmick, but the problem is that most people who play are actually trash, no offense, so that's why I don't like it. Now, on to Cubecraft. Okay, there's gonna be a bit of bias in this, because I feel like Cubecraft Eggwars is the best Bedwars variant in a featured Minecraft server. But basically what you do is that, same as Hive, there's generators that you can upgrade, your egg brings you back to life when it's destroyed, yada yada yada. Now, the thing about Cubecraft, some things, is that when you buy armor and then you die, you lose everything. So it's not overpowered like the Hive, and there's a sense of helplessness because you have full iron and then you die and then you're I'm back to square one. One thing I don't like about Cubecraft Eggwars in general is that the fact that if you die, you spawn with nothing. Like, if you look at Hypixel Bedwars, you spawn with a wooden sword, so if you get rushed immediately and then you die, you actually have a chance to survive. Cubecraft, and this also applies to Hive, if you get rushed and you die, it's basically over for you. You like can't come back from that, so that's a bummer. Cubecraft also has kits, 3 kits, builder, miner, and baker, and kits are a nice thing to keep you occupied while you're waiting in the lobby. And yeah, builder you spawn with blocks, miner you spawn with a pickaxe, and baker you spawn with a cake. So I like the idea of kits. I think there should be more of them. Cubecraft has 3 like variations of shop prices. So there's hardcore, there's normal mode, and there's overpowered mode. Each one, like hardcore has super expensive items, normal has normal items, and then overpowered has more overpowered items available to be bought, and then most normal items are cheaper. So I like overpowered because you get to have super overpowered stuff, and it's like faster paced in my opinion. So you could either do super fast paced games, or you could grind like full diamond armor and then long games. Cubecraft does not have a timer, so the thing is that the game never ends, which I can find a bit annoying, but I understand why you would like to keep it as though the game never ends. You can have super cool games. A big bummer about Cubecraft is they don't have custom servers. By custom servers I mean private games where you can set up a game with your friends and then you can play against each other. Hive has this feature and it's decently customizable, however you need to pay money to actually get it, which is a bummer, but I understand. I expect private games to be an option on Cubecraft Bedrock, at least in the beta stage, by late 2021, hopefully. So Cubecraft, what they have a health indicator, so above the player's head you can see their health, so you can gauge whether to fight, run away, and all that. Hive does not have that. And since Hive doesn't, I'm not saying it's worse, but it makes the fights a lot more intense feeling, even though the Hive players are worse in general in my experience. It makes the game feel more intense, but I like the fact that you can see your opponent's health and stuff, so you can actually gauge whether you can fight or not, and it's a lot more strategic. There's not custom items like the Hive has, but there are a lot of items in general. Most items are very well priced. So the 2 main differences between Cubecraft and Hive is that, 3, Cubecraft, 1, you can see the opponent's health. 2, Cubecraft, you have to actually buy food, which I'm not saying is a good feature or a bad feature, it's up to personal preference. A really weird thing about Cubecraft Eggwars is that they don't have trios. Like, come on, like, if you're in a party of 3 people, you have to play squads. Like, why can't you have trios? Like, most of the squads maps or the big duos maps can work for trios. You don't have to make new maps, just implement trios, Cubecraft. Like, come on. If you don't know this, guys, Cubecraft Eggwars actually came before Hypixel Bedwars, and before then, lots of content creators were creating lots of Eggwars content. So clearly, Cubecraft, your game is good, and it has the potential to become even better. And with Cubecraft, and both Cubecraft and Hive have input device-based matchmaking, so you can go around people with your own device, which are usually more around your skill level. If you don't want this, you can put challenge queue on, which, like, if you're on mobile, you'll be paired against keyboard players if you wish, so it's a good challenge, I guess. Now, Cubecraft maps in general, on a map-to-map basis, I feel are more enjoyable than Hive's. I'm not going to go into specific details, but that's just my opinion. A thing with Cubecraft in general is that they only have European servers, so if you live in North America or Asia, that's tough luck. Though ping in Minecraft isn't that bad of a thing. Like, ping in Fortnite is like very important, like decently important anyway. And ping in Minecraft doesn't really make a difference. But there's always like at least 1 fight per game, which you know you could have won if you had the better ping, which is a bummer. So anyway, overall, Hive Treasure Wars and Cubecraft Eggwars, I personally prefer Eggwars because I find harder opponents, and I think there's a lot more fun things you can use. Like, there's not custom items, but there's a lot of variety. the Cubecraft Mega Eggwars is just bad. Even Hive, like both of their mega versions of Bedwars are just terrible. Like they would need an entire rework to even be good. Like I'm sorry guys, but they're bad. Cubecraft, I'd like to see some things that have like knockback or enchantments like fire aspect and stuff, you know. And neither Hive or Cubecraft has a competitive option for Bedwars, which I find not that nice. Like I'll make a video later on, maybe this month or later, on how these two servers could implement like a competitive side, but overall I think it's pretty nice. If you want a more casual experience, I would honestly say that you should go play the Hive Treasure Wars, and because in my experience anyway, Cubecraft Eggwars can be a lot more sweaty. But anyways, it's just up to preference honestly, so I'm not gonna say one's better than the other, I don't want to cause a war. But guys, that was my video comparing the two variations of Bedwars. Thank you guys for watching, I really appreciate it. If you want to see more of this content, you can subscribe or like the video or make a comment, it really helps. Tell me what you want to see next. Guys, thank you for watching. This is Click Greatness, clicking off.